Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to yet another episode prediction video for this week's up-and-coming episode of The Walking Dead. This is Season 8, Episode 15, entitled Worth. Okay guys, as always, we're going to go ahead and start things off with the synopsis, but there is a sneak peek and a promo for this episode, and as always, we are going to quickly go over them, alright? But right after the synopsis, obviously, and we'll kind of correlate the two. If you guys want to see the promo and the sneak peek, links will be in the description below, so make sure you guys go check that out, alright? So Season 8, Episode 15, entitled Worth. With the threat of the Saviors still looming, Aaron continues searching for allies. Daryl and Rosita take action and confront an old friend. Okay. So we have two things here, as opposed to normally the three. The threat of the Saviors still looming, obviously, you know, that being exactly what it says, right? They're still wanting to attack. They're not done yet. They're not finished. The war's not over. Aaron continues searching for allies. And the only thing I could think of this meaning, it literally means he's just picking up where his story kind of left off the last time we've seen him, which was him essentially planning to stay behind and try to convince the Oceanside community to essentially join him. You know, he sent Enid back to the hilltop to let everybody know exactly what he was doing. And, you know, he was planning on staying there to try to convince the Oceanside to join him. So I think we're going to see more of that journey. Now, there's not a whole lot of stuff like that in the promo. Like, we see a few shots of Aaron and stuff like that, and that's basically all we get to see. Everything else in the promo this episode is essentially like the Saviors and over there at the Sanctuary with Negan and, you know, Dwight and Simon and all that, okay? So yeah, Aaron continues searching for allies. I believe he's just gonna, you know, try to convince the Oceanside to join him. That's what I'm thinking. Now we have Daryl and Rosita take action and confront an old friend. So near the end of last episode, we realized that we get to see Rosita and, you know, Daryl and all of them outside of the compound or area where Eugene is essentially making bullets with the rest of the Saviors, right? Of course, Gabriel's there too. You know, he was sick, he got recaptured, and now he's working basically there for them. And it's very interesting to say the least, because it says Daryl and Rosita take action and confronts an old friend. So they need to nip this bullet supply in the ass as fast as they possibly can. At the end of last episode, Rosita also said, "We don't take out the equipment, we take out the man." And I'm pretty sure she was referring to Eugene. Now, I don't necessarily think it's going to go that way. You know, I don't think it's gonna come to that, right? I think that, you know, once she sees Eugene or something like that, she'll realize, you know, maybe he is on their side and he's just doing this to survive. But at this point, honestly, with Eugene, we just don't know, honestly. I mean, I think he's doing it because he just wants to survive. But at the same time, I think he might be somewhat committed to the actual cause in the first place. But I don't know if that's just him, you know, playing that way. And he's like surprisingly good at it, you know, that he's convincing all of us that he's actually a part of the Saviors now. I don't know, man. I just genuinely don't know. Yeah, so it says they confront an old friend, that leading to believe it's going to be Eugene, because, you know, obviously he was an old friend of theirs. And I just don't see him dying, you know. I don't see that happening. You know, Rosita last episode said we don't have to take out the machines, we take out the man. And, you know, that's it. That's all we need to do. We just take out the man. But at the same time, that wouldn't really solve it, because now he's got workers basically doing his work for him. So they all know essentially, thanks Carhorn, they all know essentially how to make the bullets now. So just taking out the one man is it's obviously not gonna do the trick, right? It's not gonna do the job. And I don't know. I don't know. This confrontation could go bad. It could go very good. Eugene might still be a coward and cower behind, you know, Negan and the Saviors, or, you know, maybe he'll step up, get Gabriel out of there as well, and finally turn on Negan. Like, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen, but it is interesting to say the least. So in the promo, we get to see, like I said, mostly the Saviors, right? Mostly over there at the Sanctuary. We get to see, like, Dwight outside basically taking a smoke, and we get to hear a whistle. Dwight turns around and it's Negan on the steps basically saying, "Surprised to see me." And we also know at the end of last episode that Negan essentially wants to remain quiet. He doesn't want anybody there to know that he is there. He doesn't want anybody there to know he's back, right? And I'm leading to believe that this is basically his plan against Simon, to kind of throw Simon off guard if he ever does reveal himself. Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Because he would have to surprise Simon with the ability that, you know, or the knowledge that he's still alive, but at the same time, then, you know, he could catch Simon in the act somehow of, you know, disobeying his direct orders prior to Negan going missing, right? So, I'm thinking that's kind of what Negan's plan is, and it's kind of cool to see that, right? It's kind of cool to see that with you know, some action within the group, if you will. And I'm pretty excited to see there what's going to happen with you know, Simon and Negan. So we get to see Dwight talking to Negan there at the start, basically saying, "Surprised to see me." And this kind of leads us to believe that Dwight might be in trouble of some way, but I don't see it. I don't know. I was thinking during my episode review for last week's episode that it might have been the girl that knows that Dwight is a traitor, but upon further review, I'm just thinking maybe it could be Gregory, because he is still missing, right? He is still missing. He left the hilltop with the saviors that left the hilltop, but he didn't obviously go with them, you know, because he's not dead right now. He was not in that warehouse last episode, so he's got to be somewhere. And I'm thinking he might have made it to Negan, and I'm thinking he's the one who hopped in the car. I don't know though, you know, who knows? I kind of have that feeling, you know, Okay, so the sneak peek for this episode is much different. It's not necessarily intense or anything like that. It's like a very calming sneak peek, but then it kind of ends on a suspense angle, if you will. So we get to see all the workers making bullets, you know, doing their job, stuff like that. And Eugene is kind of being a leader in some way, right? Not necessarily leading by example. He's kind of walking around the room, bossing everybody around, saying that we need to pick up the speed. You know, we need to get these bullets out. Lickety quit, I think, is what he said in the sneak peek. He said we got to get more of these out, lickety quick. And you know, Simon's demanding, right? Simon's taking charge. Since Negan has gone MIA, essentially. And they need to get more bullets out faster, right? And while he's doing this, he's walking around the room, you know, and just eating a bowl of cereal, which is I find pretty freaking hilarious. I think it was cereal, at least. I believe it was. And then at the end of it, he comes to the end of a table and picks up a bullet, closely inspects it. The camera kind of like zooms in on it, and the primer that is supposed to be basically inside of the casing more was kind of popped out. So it was kind of like a faulty bullet. Like that wouldn't actually properly load into a gun because the primer is stuck out way too far. So that could be a mistake that a couple of saviors have been making, and that could set them further behind. So it's kind of leading me to believe that Eugene will probably flip out or something like that and like really give them a hard time about it, right? So that is kind of that would be kind of cool to see, right? You know, Eugene kind of bossing around the saviors and then screaming at them for screwing up, essentially. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this episode. I really am. I think it's going to be great. I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't necessarily think that Negan knows about Dwight. I don't think it's the girl. I think it might be Gregory. And we get to see also in the promo Negan kind of sitting at his table, at his table again. And, you know, surrounded by the inner circle, if you will. And where Simon usually is, he's not, right? So he's not there. And this kind of leads me to believe that they're going to do kind of like a plot twist on Simon, for example. So I can't wait for it, man. I think Simon is definitely going to get what's coming to him, you know, for killing Jadis's group, right? And going off the deep end and disobeying Negan's orders and stuff like that, and attacking the hilltop, getting a bunch of their people killed, and just being all around power hungry, if you will. And then we also get to see in the promo, in another part of the episode, I would assume, maybe before they know that Negan shows up, or maybe it was after and Simon just still doesn't know. But he's basically talking to Dwight saying we have to get all of our head honchos, you know, basically, and we have to do this thing. We have to get all of our stuff in order, and we should just do this thing, right? Leading to believe that he's probably going to try to attack the hilltop again. That's what I'm assuming. So anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching this, my episode prediction. The episode title, Worth, I don't necessarily know if that means anything. I genuinely do not know. Maybe it could mean like, you know, Eugene, is it worth it, you know, staying here for the safety, but then, you know, being a worker, stuff like that. I don't know. turning all your friends, was that worth it? You know, I have no idea. Maybe that could be some significance that way, but I'm just not sure. Season 8, episode 15, entitled Worth. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. And of course, if you guys like video games, I stream every single day over at twitch.tv/ElementofFrost, and I stream video games like constantly, man. So make sure you guys go over there. 2 p.m. Eastern every single day, guys. And on Saturday and Sunday, I stream at 12 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys go ahead and tune in over there on twitch.tv/ElementofFrost. I'll probably be going live basically when this video goes live. So I'm going to get this rendered. Thank you all guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.